Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another Second Breakfast podcast. I'm Andy Roth, and I'm joined by jerk Phil Duvall. Say
No,
hi,
no, no.
Philly.
Hold on. I'm not busy. No, I'm not doing anything. Go ahead and what
Oh
were you
my God,
saying?
say hello.
Click. Hey, hi everybody. Hello. Welcome to our Thursday long form.
Uh,
What the long form? I like to cut loose.
I
What
like to
I like
boogie.
about it, what I like about it most, Andy, is on all our other days we cut things so short.
Indeed, indeed. We are downright taciturn. And, yes.
We're so gosh darned disciplined
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
for most of our podcasting efforts
Yes, and this
that I
one we
think
can really
really
let our hair
this
down.
that's the
And
thing. I think that's the thing.
that's the thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah, yes. Agreed. Phil, what are we
You know,
talking about today?
we're talking about. You know what I want to talk about before I talk about what we talk about. I just want to say I'm a really big Neil Young fan, and one of the reasons I like Neil Young is Neil Young will sing in a falsetto voice for whole albums and not catch any flack for it and be completely sincere. He'll be singing down here, and then he'll sing up here, and then there's no like, and he sings a whole song like that, and I'm like jamming to it. But I
Sure.
could never do it. I'd have to sing low. I'd have to go down 2 octaves just to. I love that man. Okay, what are we talking about today, Andy? Today we are talking about movies from the year 2013.
2013. Can we please call it 2013? Because I really don't want to be like 2022, 2037. It's 2013. Can we move past that now?
That's not a ditch I'm willing to die in. That's fine. 2013. I don't.
Thank you.
I got no dog in this fight.
I got to be honest. It is a ditch I'm willing to kill you in. So there's that.
I'm aware. I got the sense. I smelled the blood coming up, and I said, I gotta move past this quick. I'm learning slowly but surely through my marriage when to shut the H up,
Indeed.
and I mean really slowly, really slowly. Um, my wife and I do this thing. We're very much like Israel and Palestine, where it's like we'll stop fighting as soon as you want to stop fighting. No, 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 no. When you're ready to apologize, we'll be fine. No, no, no. We're ready. I want peace. I want peace. So we're getting better.
Well, guys, this has been another Second Breakfast podcast. We've touched on the Middle East today.
Just stop. Listen, so we're gonna talk about the first 4 months, the first quarter of the year 2013, and the
That's the
movies
third.
we're
That's the
excited that are
third.
coming out.
It's a third
At
of
the
the year.
beginning of each movie season, Andy and I are like expectant little children. It's a new world, people. We don't know about the movies we're going to talk to you about. We're excited about the possibility. Every movie on my list from January to April of the movies I'm excited to see could be craptaculistically bad. But right in this moment, as far as I know, they're perfect.
That's true. Phil, here's another ditch I'm willing to die in. It's not the first quarter of the year. It's the first third of the year if we're doing 4 months. Stop doing calisthenics. Listeners,
That's totally true. That's totally true. January, February, March, April, and then we're going to do, yeah, so it's the spring movie season, or the winter spring movie season,
Yes.
the
Yes.
summer movie season, and the fall movie season. That's fine.
yes, agreed.
So the first trimester of the year.
Indeed,
So
indeed. If we are birthing the movies that are coming out in 2013, this is the first trimester.
do we have the? Would you like to give up some of our rules?
Honestly, I'm lightheaded right now from our conversation so far.
All right, here. Let me do it. Let me jump in.
We are dividing them into categories. Categories. The top one, the top tier movies we are actually legitimately excited for.
Right.
Right.
Movies we really want to see.
Movies we really want to see. Next, movies we have been tricked into wanting to see.
Yes.
Yes,
Andy, so do you want me to define what that is?
please do.
That's a movie that, when you really, really think about it, are you really that excited, or do you just want to be excited? Or it could also be a movie where there's somebody in it or someone who directed it where even if you're not sure that you're really that excited, there's that piece of you that if you're like Andy and I, you feel compelled.
Right.
Because you're like, oh, but blankety blank's in it, so I guess I care.
Right.
That's what I consider being tricked into seeing a movie. By the way, that could still be a fantastic movie.
Agreed. Agreed.
Every movie on my tricked into seeing list, -1, has the potential to be great. Maybe -4. There's a couple on there that it's not a given. It's not a given.
And it's important to remember. It's important to remember that we want all of these movies to be great, right?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I
Yes.
want every movie that I see to be great. I don't want to waste any time. And I think, we
Yes.
talk, I know there are people who listen to this show who aren't crazy movie fans, and so you're not going to see the amount of movies Andy and I see.
Yeah.
But you do know what I mean, even if you don't go crazy about movies. I think most people know what we mean when we talk about sometimes you can trick yourself into wanting something.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't have to be movies, but for us, it's like you do that thing where you're just like, well, I'm a movie fan, so I'm going to go see that.
Totally.
But even when you're buying the ticket, you know how you can tell when you're more excited for the previews or the candy than you are for the movie you're about to see.
Well put. Well put. We do have one final category. Phil, what is that final category?
With all due respect and royalties owed to Norm Macdonald,
Oh boy.
it's called What the H?
These are still
which is
movies
a special
we're excited
category.
for? Still movies we're excited for?
Movies that we don't know what to do with? I'm seeing in fact, there's at least one movie that I should switch over to that list. There's What the H is movies that we don't know what to do with. Movies that either by title or by sheer confusion, we don't even know if we can pretend to be tricked yet.
Sure. Fair enough. Okay.
All 4 movies. No, that's not true. 2 of the movies on my What the H list could easily be some great films.
Sure. It's important because it's hilarious, and that makes it important. Everyone out there partaking, whether viewing or listening, I have no movies in my What the H category. There are no movies in the What the... I know what to do.
What Andy's trying to say is What the H is the Phil Duvall category.
It's
the
true.
Phil Duvall have his cake and eat it too memorial category.
Yes.
What the H?
I took this
I'm fine with
seriously
that.
and actually broke things down into things that I am excited for, things I'm excited for that I shouldn't be, and that was it. And Phil equivocates. It's what he does. Boom.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
I hate you.
Another way to look
I hate you. Let's start with January, Phil. January. Films you are legitimately excited to see.
This is my town. LA's my town. or not, I don't even know
Los
if he said
Angeles
that.
is my destiny.
That's it. The other line is, you can't shoot me. You're a cop. Not anymore.
What's your racket,
Gangster
handsome?
Squad, Andy.
Bible
Gangster
salesman.
Squad.
Oh, Gangster Squad. So
Coming
excited.
out January 11th.
Yes. Yes.
You know how women feel about Ryan Gosling?
I do.
Me too.
Me too.
And no shame in it.
No.
No shame in it.
No.
Yeah. He is. Here's the thing about Ryan Gosling. You know what here's 2 things I'll say about Ryan Gosling, and I will leave it at this. I'll leave it at this, and we can move on. Lars and the Real Girl.
Yep.
And Drive.
Yeah.
If you see those 2 movies, Lars and the Real Girl and Drive, he is an astoundingly good actor.
Astoundingly
And the
good.
fact and he is it's not is and the fact that he might be the most beautiful man in the history of the universe is not even why.
It's true.
Both of those movies will show you that.
That's true. That's true. I just like the internet meme. I dream of him someday looking at me and going, "Hey, girl," just like I just
Hey girl,
I do.
hey girl, really like your podcast.
Awesome. I'm going to echo Gangster Squad. I'm not going to say any more about it except to say that the rest of the cast is brilliant as well. This first one for me might be a cheat because you've already seen it. Zero Dark 30. It comes out for me January 11th. I am so excited.
Still counts as a 2012 movy.
Okay.
Any movie, and I should have said that at the beginning, and that's my bad. Any movie that was released originally in 2012 cannot count as a 2013 movie.
Okay.
But listen, anytime you bring up Zero Dark 30 works out fine for me.
Sure.
It was my second favorite movie of last year with a bullet.
Okay. Well, then my first non-Gangster Squad movie is going to be the horror movie Mama, which looks absolutely terrifying. It looks
on my list. Crossing it out.
Terrifying. Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying. I have one more
Wait,
legitimately excited to see it in January. Do you want to go?
but let's hold on, Mama. Hold on, I'm gonna say a couple
Yeah.
things. Two things I want to say.
Yeah.
One, back to Gangster Squad. Sean Penn with a prosthetic nose. What? Doesn't Sean Penn already have a prosthetic nose?
Nice. Nice.
Also, I love Sean Penn as an actor, and I love the cast in that. It's also got T-1000 in it, with a Fu Manchu.
Yes.
So look for T-1000 with a Fu Manchu. That's going to be fantastic. And Emma Stone. Andy, how do you feel about Emma Stone?
Like the rest of the world feels about Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
I want her to look at me someday and say, "Hey, girl, like your podcast."
Emma Stone could pretty much say anything to me.
Sure.
She could be like, "You're an idiot," or like, "Pass the beer nuts,"
Yes.
or "I wasn't talking to you," and that would be amazing to me.
Agreed.
As far as Mama's concerned, terrifying looking.
Terrified. Yes.
Mama comes out on January 18th. It's directed by, or just produced by, Guillermo del Toro.
Produced by.
And we talked, last Halloween we did a Halloween podcast, and we talked about the fact that I don't really like scary movies very much, but there are times when I get sucked into the idea of a scary movie.
Sure.
There are two movies that are coming out right this spring, in fall, winter, spring, that are so scary looking to me, so terrifyingly scary looking to me, that I have no idea why on earth I would want to see them.
Okay.
Mama is one of them. I want to see it, and I don't know why.
Right.
But I want to see it.
I bet I know what the other one is, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
You know exactly what the other one is?
Indeed.
This might be the year that Phil Duvall gets into. I just spoke about myself in the third person. This might be the year that Phil Duvall gets into the horror film genre for realsies.
Phil, Andy Roth is pretty excited for you. You know,
I don't want to like horror movies. I really don't.
Phil, I don't care. I don't.
You're a coward. You're a coward. That's, by the way, if you want to know what that's from, you have to listen to yesterday's podcast, which, is amazing. And Andy does a great impression of Anthony Hopkins doing a great impression of someone else.
I consider myself a teacher. Okay.
You're a coward.
I've got another movie. I've got another movie I'm legitimately excited for, and you might not actually believe this one. That's coming out in January, and that is John Dies at the End.
Yeah, that's on my tricked into seeing list.
John Dies at the End, for those who don't know, there is a website called named Cracked.com. It's an outgrowth of the Not Mad magazine from my youth and earlier. And a guy who writes for that website wrote this novel, and it tries to straddle comedy and horror. And I have to be honest and say I don't love the book. I don't think it quite successfully does either. Which longtime listeners will remember. I think that's also true about the comedy horror movie genre as well. But I loved the story. And so I think it might actually work better as a movie than as a book. And it's got Clancy Brown and Paul Giamatti in it. So I think
you know how I feel about Clancy Brown.
I do. But
I don't know if you know how I feel about Paul Giamatti.
I actually don't.
Top 5.
Nice.
I love Paul Giamatti with the love of 1,000 suns.
Awesome.
I think he is as real as it gets.
And
I think
he looks great in this movie, and he's so clearly having fun. If you watch the trailer,
So the reason that I put that on my tricked into seeing list,
please,
is that it's directed by the guy who made Bubba Hotep.
Yes, and the Phantasm movies, Don Coscarelli. Yes,
which I've never seen the Phantasm movies, and Movie Geeks. Okay, so here's why it's on my tricked into seeing list.
Please,
I loved Bubba Hotep.
Yes.
And I read a lot of Moogie. I read a lot of movie geek stuff.
Sure.
But I've said before, and I will say again, I don't feel like a movie geek compared to real movie geeks.
Sure.
I've never seen the Phantasm movies.
Okay.
I don't know this guy by name. I wouldn't know him if I saw him walking down the street.
Sure.
So, and I don't like spoilers. So why would I like a movie called John Dies at the End? That's annoying. But because of so I feel like I'm excited for this movie because I'm supposed to be, more than for any other reason. Okay. Doesn't mean I won't see it. Doesn't mean I won't end up loving it.
Right.
And the fact that you've reminded me that Paul Giamatti and Clancy Brown are in it, that's like what is that? Like Mantle? What was it? Mantle and Maris. That's how that is for me.
Nice.
You know. I mean, I think Clancy Brown would be a good Roger Maris.
Since 2015
we're not done with
is
January.
the movie
we're not done with January.
Say again.
We're not done with January anymore.
Oh no. Since 2013 is the year that Phil Duvall gets into horror movies, I think 2013 should be the year that Phil Duvall watches at least the first Phantasm movie. The other
Okay.
ones,
Are they real
uh,
horror movies?
they are actual horror movies. They are
Right.
actual horror movies.
That's probably why I've never seen them. I don't like horror
Sure,
movies, it turns out.
sure.
Um,
That does it for me for movies I'm legitimately excited for. I do have some movies in January that I feel tricked into seeing.
Tell me about them, Andy Rock.
Three come to mind, and we can discuss them
If one
separately
of them
or
is what I
group.
think it is, then I'm mad at you, but continue.
Movie 43.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's on my really want to see list.
Fair enough. That's fair.
Shame. For shame, Andy Rock.
Okay.
Continue.
The Last Stand and
So mad at you.
Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. That's right. I went there. I'm excited
If
for
I
those
could
movies.
get a whole new category of no, I would put that on there. Although the girl in that movie is Totes Adorbs, I believe the kids are
Toads
saying.
Adorbs. That is the
I don't know her
scientific
name,
term.
but she's glorious.
Yes. Gemma Arterton. Arterton?
I just think it's weird that like men will be like, she's pretty. I'll see that movie. How is that a thing that we do? I don't understand that.
I don't know how that's a thing we do either. I'm as excited for the fact that Jeremy Renner's in that movie.
Yeah, I like Jeremy Renner. It doesn't look like a good movie though, but
No,
I
it
like
doesn't.
Jeremy Renner.
No, it
It looks
doesn't.
a terrible movie.
Yes.
Movie 43
Yeah.
has every single person in it, and it looks really funny, and I have no idea what it's about. But
It's
if
an
the
anthology movie. It's an anthology movie, which is why it can't get into the top category for me because I don't think I've ever seen a good anthology movie. Not one.
Kentucky Fried Movie,
Is fine. I don't love it. I like it.
okay, I would consider in many ways Monty Python movies are to some degree anthology movies. I mean, they've worked in a through line, but I mean, it's a set
Okay.
of skits.
I'm
But
not gonna debate Monty Python with you at the moment. But fair enough. That's fair.
it's not in my top tier in the sense of like this will be great.
Sure.
I really want to see it because I believe that if any scene is as funny, other than the one they show, than the basketball halftime scene. You're black, they're white, this ain't hockey, and a bunch of other stuff he says. I am very, very excited. Now, if the whole movie is more like Gerard Butler as a leprechaun, we're going to be in trouble.
it's gonna be a long couple hours. Yes. No. Agreed.
I think that you're a terrible person for thinking that The Last Stand is tricked into seeing and not really want to see. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger's return to action form in a rated R film with Johnny Knoxville, and you're not bubbling over?
Okay. Here's the deal.
And it
Everything you
looks
just
amazing!
I disagree with you. Here's the deal. Oh, here's the deal. I would be on board even through what you just said, through saying Johnny Knoxville. But Johnny Knoxville in the trailer, who I normally like, I liked him in Men in Black 2 for crying out loud, okay? I am a Johnny Knoxville fan. I watched The Ringer multiple times, okay? In this movie, or in this trailer, he looks crazy. And not in the, wow, that looks funny crazy. He actually looks unhinged. And it took me out of the, action-packed, oh my god, it's Schwarzenegger, yay, 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 rah-rah feeling that I was having. It just did. I'm sorry.
I think apologizing is a good place to start. I do. I think you're so deeply wrong about this that if you need to apologize, one of his sidekicks is Luis Guzman,
whom I love.
I don't think
Philip?
I just don't think you're prepared for this, and I think it's fine because you're going to be tricked. You're going to be tricked into seeing it.
Here's the deal. Just like you said, don't you give me that look. I hate you. Just like you said, I want this movie to be great. It is a movie I am excited for, but I can't put it in the top tier. There we go.
Will I be tricked? Last January movie, will I be tricked into seeing Broken City with Russell Crowe and Mark Wahlberg?
I mean, I will probably be tricked as well.
I might be tricked into seeing it. This more than John dies at the end, and I would even argue on your end, even though that's not fair for me to argue for you, and even more than Last Stand, is the definition of a tricked into seeing movie. I saw the preview and had no interest in it.
But then you're like...
But it's Mark Wahlberg and Russell Crowe.
Yeah, totally. Catherine
Zeta-Jones?
And I saw the
preview
yes.
what the entire movie was about.
Yes.
Who's the girl in it? Who's the gal?
Catherine Zeta-Jones, isn't she?
I mean, come on. Trick. Tricked, I tell
Fair.
you.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Let's bring on the month of love. Let's bring on February.
Love, exciting and
I've got
new.
three movies. I have three movies in February plus a bonus What the H movie in
Come
February.
aboard. Go ahead. Tell me. Start with the
February
top two.
1st. Do you want to say February 1st together?
Yes, I do.
One,
Warm bodies.
two, three. Warm
Warm
bodies.
bodies.
Warm
Yeah,
bodies.
totally.
Right.
Totally.
It's a
Yes.
given.
Totally a
It's
given.
a zombie love story
I'm
What-
just with
with John Malkovich.
oh my god. And what's the kid's name? What's the kid?
I don't even care.
He was in X-Men First Class as the Beast. Hank McCoy. He is the boy in About a Boy.
He was. You're right. Well played,
He
you.
also has become a bit of a sex symbol in the UK because of a TV show that he was in
Man,
called
they need to
Skins.
get off the island.
called Skins,
Okay.
which Nicholas Hoult, Hoult, Hoult.
Okay. They still need to get off the island.
He's like a badass
Okay.
in this TV show. I watched the pilot episode and I was like, oh, I should keep getting into this TV, and I never got back to it. But and Teresa Palmer, who just could not be cuter. Who, if you were the one person who saw it, you will remember from I Am Number 4.
I'm looking her up right now so that I can not nod or shake my head at you.
Or if you were the other person besides me who saw this, she was the girl that Jay Baruchel falls for in Sorcerer's Apprentice. Yes. So
actually, I'm sorry. I know her from The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
So you were the other one. It was the two of us that saw that movie. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That is, you ready for this? That is the only movie in February that I put in the legitimately excited to see it category.
Me too.
Yeah. What are your tricked into seeing it? And if you have any
I'm tricked into seeing stand up guys.
Me too. Nice.
It's not going to be good, but it's Al Pacino, which means nothing anymore. But it's Al Pacino and Christopher Walken in a movie about old men who are old gangsters or something. I don't even really know what it's about.
Right. Yes. I will say this.
Directed by Fisher Stevens, who's a name that I shouldn't even know by memory.
That's right. Who you might remember from his unfortunate racial stereotype in the Short Circuit movies.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So the thing about stand-up guys.
You mean that wasn't a real Indian fella?
Oh man. So the thing about stand-up guys, and here's why I'm legitimately tricked into seeing it. The other guy that we talk about of the same age and same standing is like, wow, this means nothing anymore, is Robert De Niro, who and I cannot wait for you to see Silver Linings Playbook. It is marvelous and splendid, and he is awake for the first time in a decade in a movie. His performance is wonderful, as is the rest of the movie, and that is why, viewers, listeners, that is why we are so excited for things like this, because there's always that chance that maybe Little Fuckers is the time that De Niro will come back, and of course it isn't, but it was in Silver Linings Playbook, and maybe, just maybe, playing off of Christopher Walken will be Al Pacino's comeback to relevancy.
Here's why I don't think so.
Please tell me.
Because De Niro started not caring and being in bad movies in the mid to late 90s, maybe late 90s.
Sure.
Pacino just straight up started being a bad actor in the early 90s.
Fair.
And I'm worried that Pacino literally isn't capable of being good anymore.
That's fair. That's fair.
I could be wrong. I'd love to be wrong.
Right. And I'm not saying that I'm right, but I would love it.
I also have I have two more movies tricked into seeing in February 8th. In February.
Tell me.
Identity Thief.
On my list as well.
Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
I saw a preview for it. It looked very humorous.
Yes. Yes.
Will it be? Dunno. Dunno.
Yeah.
Okay. Side Effects.
Okay.
I know nothing about it. It's Steve Soderbergh, which is such a gamble. It means nothing anymore.
That's true. That is true.
It might never have meant anything.
Fair.
Steve Soderbergh, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Jude Law.
Yep.
and some other fellows and ladies in it, and I don't know. I just don't know.
Here's
So that
yeah. So
tricked.
so here's my last tricked in for February, and this is the in much the same way that
Side Effects has David Costabile in it.
awesome, awesome, love it.
I just got a little bit more tricked.
There you go. There you
Still
go.
might not be a good movie. David Costabile might have tricked me.
So so for me, the February trick movie is A Good Day to Die Hard. It's not going to be a good movie,
No.
but it's a Die Hard movie, and I have to go. I have to.
Tricked. You know how you talk yourself out of that? You do what I'm going to do.
What's that?
Not a Die Hard movie. That's all.
But
It's a
it's
Bruce
right in its
Willis
title.
action movie where he calls himself John McClane, not a Die Hard movie.
I we're gonna need to talk about this after I see the movie and I hate myself. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
talk me off that ledge.
Yeah.
Shall we? Anything else to say about February? Shall we move on to March?
Well, here's the thing: is he a superhero, and is it PG-13? The answer to both of those is yes. Not a Die Hard.
I
movie.
can't talk about it. I'm just gonna be sad. So
March. Oh wait, what the H?
what the H, Phil?
Beautiful Creatures.
Ugh.
I've never even heard of this movie before. It is written and directed by a guy named Richard LaGrevenese, and he's done a bunch of stuff. He did Fisher King and let's see here. I'm gonna stall. Fisher King, Rude Awakening. I read that. That was a hippie movie with Eric Roberts and Cheech Marin that I saw back in 1989, which totally was on my movies list. I gotta fix that. The Ref he wrote. He wrote a bunch
wrote
of stuff.
The Ref?
Also some. Yes, he did. He also wrote a bunch of bad movies. But he wrote that movie, and then it's got like all these people in it. It's got who'd I say?
Something? Can I tell you what I wanted to tell you, and then I wanted to say
Viola
this?
Davis, Emma Thompson, Emmy Rossum, Jeremy Irons. Go ahead and speak your mind.
It's
Oh.
it's the new Twilight. Like it's gonna like that's what they're trying to make it.
Wait, is this the movie about the vampires and such, or the witches, light
Yes.
side, dark side?
Yes.
I crossed that off of every list that ever was. Can you see me crossing? Can you see me crossing off?
I can actually hear you crossing. I'm sorry to be the bearer of Twilight news, but
I've seen the preview of that,
Yeah.
and Emma Thompson and oh, it's not going to be good.
yes, that's true.
I didn't even want the old Twilight. Okay. Let's move on to March, because February might be a disaster.
Yeah, February is going to be a disaster. Thank God for warm bodies, right?
Yes, and thank God for March 1st.
Tell me.
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yes, so excited for that movie.
It looks amazing.
It looks like a good movie, and it looks like an amazingly beautiful movie.
And it gives enough away that it looks really exciting, but I will say this. It gives little enough away that it could very easily be terrible.
That's true. That's true.
Terrible.
But it also gives little enough away that I'm going to go in and I'm going to be surprised by things that happen, which is lovely because I hate trailers that give the entire movie away, you know? And
Yep.
and I don't think that's going to happen with Oz the Great and Powerful. I think it's good. I think
Sam Raimi,
yes.
Disney,
Yep.
Wizard of Oz,
Yep.
James Franco,
Michelle
Mila
Williams.
Kunis,
Yep.
Michelle Williams, Rachel Weisz.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
yes. Lovely. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Flying Monkeys, call it a day. Let's do this thing.
Yes.
Some weird little porcelain talking doll. I'm going to see the heck out of this movie.
Totally.
Totes my goats.
Totes my goats.
That's my only really want to see in March.
I have two other really want to see, and I legitimately want to see them. They're both smaller movies. First up is Stoker by Park Chan-wook. He's the director of Oldboy.
Okay.
And written by Wentworth Miller, strangely, who's like a Channing Tatum-esque pretty boy who wrote this movie, but people went nuts for the script. It's got Mia Wasikowska, Matthew Good, Nicole Kidman, Dermot Mulroney, just a bunch of really solid people in it, and it's got this weird, creepy trailer. I urge you to watch it. It's an exciting trailer because I have no idea.
I just feel like Dermot Mulroney somewhere just heard in his ears someone say that he was a dependable actor, and got really excited.
Well, I hope I can do that for him. I hope I could do that for him. I'll move past that because I don't want to spoil anything. I want everyone
Yeah,
Watch
what
that
else? What
trailer. It's
else?
awesome. And also, The Place Beyond the Pines. It's your favorite mine, Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper, Rose Byrne, who is just wonderful, Ava Mendes, who is fine,
Wow.
Ray Liotta, Bruce Greenwood, and Dane DeHaan, who is
You don't
the
have to name every single person, Andy. You don't have to name the stagehand and the key grip
well,
and the. You don't need to do all
he's
that.
the kid who was so good in Chronicle and so good in Lawless. Um,
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so I want to name him. So there, Tiff Gay.
Skibbity da.
And I'll read you the one sentence synopsis. A motorcycle stunt rider, already love it, played by Gosling, considers committing a crime in order to provide for his wife and child, an act that puts him on a collision course with a cop turned politician, played by Bradley Cooper. So excited. Could not be more
Okay.
excited.
I just wrote it down. I added it to the list.
Awesome. Love it.
Thank you for making me add that to the list. Anything else?
I'm spent completely for March. I'm done. There's no,
I
there's
could
no
be totally.
tricks.
Oh, I've got 3 tricked into seeing movies for
Tell me.
March.
Tell me.
The Incredible Burt Wonderstone.
Sure.
So
Yes.
Steve Carell as a magician. I could
Yep.
see my wife being like date night for that.
Totally. Yeah.
We saw Dinner for Schmucks. I could also see that being something that isn't very good and that I watch just a bunch of times when it's on TV.
Sure. Yes.
Because that's what happened with Dinner for Schmucks. Dinner for Schmucks better than I thought it would be, but not a great movie. But I have seen it now like so many times on the TV.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
don't punch me in the face through the screen.
I can't wait.
The Croods,
Okay.
prehistoric animation film, computer animation. I don't like what it's called. I thought it sounded dumb. I saw the preview for it, and the preview made it look very, very. The preview made it look like it has potential.
I will say this about the preview. I think I can see where you're getting the potential from, and it looks gorgeous.
Yes.
It looks really pretty. Like just a really beautiful movie.
Yep.
Also,
Yep.
and it's coming out in the next few weeks. I don't remember exactly when, but fit this in somewhere. Not I will see it if I can, but I probably won't get a chance to. Epic is another CGI movie that
Did not look good to me.
I don't disagree with you. It doesn't look good to me either, but it looks beautiful. It
It
looks.
does look beautiful, but
Yes.
but I need more. I need more.
No, I agree with you.
Depth.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I need
I
depth.
probably will not end up seeing it. Whereas there is a chance I will see The Croods, although I don't think I'm as in love with the trailer as you are. But I need more. But they both look like beautiful movies.
G.I. Joe Retaliation. No, remember, this is my tricked into seeing list.
Sure.
G.I. Joe Retaliation.
I do like everyone who's in that movie.
That's the face that you just made. Okay, listeners, if you're not watching, the face Andy just made is exactly what it means to be tricked into seeing a movie. G.I. Joe Retaliation does not in any way look like a good film
No.
in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But Andy just made this face that went like,
Probably.
it's got our girl. It's got Tara from
Tyra.
from Friday Night Lights.
Tyra.
Tyra, whatever.
Yes.
It's got. When you watch Friday Night Lights, aside from the fact that everybody on it is good, just assume that I'm about to say that everybody on it's good.
Yes.
The most beautiful woman in the history of television is whichever woman happens to be on the screen at that moment. There are four women on Friday Night Lights that are stunning.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
And they don't ever fight, but when they're on the screen with each other, it's like their auras are fighting
Yes.
for gorgeousness supremacy. And Adrian Palicki, yeah, it's okay, gentlemen. You know what I mean, and actually, ladies do too. There are women who are so beautiful that your significant other doesn't even get mad when you acknowledge it, because they're just like, yeah, it's not. I can't. It's not worth it. I can't.
She is an astonishingly beautiful woman.
I could just openly be like Tyra from Friday Night Lights, and my wife would be like, okay. I mean, she just.
Sure.
Look, I mean, if Bradley Cooper takes off his shirt, I should say when he takes off his shirt, because now he finds a chance to in every movie he's in.
I would too, dude.
I would too. My wife, my wife doesn't need to like pretend that she's not looking. Okay, like there's no like, you win, Brad. Okay,
Hey, girl.
Or as he has me call him Coop. You win, Coop.
Nice.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gerard Butler's Secret Service agent must stop Korean terrorists from taking over the White House and holding the president of the United States hostage. That's the premise. Aaron Eckhart's the United States president. Morgan Freeman's the Speaker of the House. Angela Bassett is the head of the Secret Service. Melissa Leo's the Sec of Defense. Robert Forster's in it, and it's directed by Antoine Fuqua, who has never done a movie that I've loved, but has never done a movie that I've hated.
I will see that movie because much like
Volcano
and Dante's right, much like Volcano and Dante's Peak or Armageddon and Deep Impact, there is another The White House is Under Attack movie coming out next year. Are you familiar with it? There is also White House Down, where Channing Tatum,
worst title ever.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough. Tries to save the life of President Jamie Foxx. Yes, please. Both of those movies, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which did you prefer, Deep Impact or Armageddon? Don't lie.
On first viewing, Deep Impact.
On first viewing, Deep Impact.
Yeah.
But Armageddon is more rewatchable.
No, 1,000 times.
But Deep Impact is a better movie, probably.
I am willing to give you that. I think so.
Also,
yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
And then we have a what the H category for March. March is just pregnant for me with joy.
Tell me.
The Last Exorcism 2. Now, let me tell you how it made the H category. What the H? Okay, here's why it made the category for what the H. I know nothing about the movie. There's nothing about this movie that I want to see. I'm not interested in it in the least bit.
Okay.
How can there be a sequel to The Last Exorcism? Either you are or you aren't. Does the first movie cut out before The Exorcism is complete?
That's right.
It's the worst title ever.
Ever. Yeah, no, I agree.
To which I say, what the H?
What the H?
Let's move on to April, Andy. Why don't you get us rolling on April?
You are going to be angry with me for one of my movies. First off, the one that you will not be angry with me for, I am legitimately
because it's on my list.
What'd you say?
Because it's already on my list. I know what it is. Just say it.
The Evil Dead.
That's not the one I was going to say, but that's fine.
Okay. I am legitimately excited for this movie, and there's a remake that I did not think I would be excited for. It will not take the place of the Sam Raimi original, which I actually don't like that much. I think Evil Dead 2 is far more fun, and Army of Darkness is far more fun. But in terms of actual scares, this movie looks abjectly horrifying. It looks so scary. If you are in a well-lit room around people who love you, watch the trailer. Otherwise, I wouldn't chance it.
Horrifying. Horrific.
Seriously, it looks
Marlon
so
Brando
scary.
Marlon Brando at the end of Apocalypse Now with a knife through his back going, the horror. I watched this trailer the other day. I don't like horror movies. I watched the Red Band trailer, which means the unsafe for work trailer.
Yes.
The not safe for your soul trailer.
Literally.
And by the end, and it was in the daytime, and I was watching it on my computer. And by the end of the preview, I literally had my hands over my face, and this was the sound I was making, legitimately. Like.
Truly.
And then the final shot that they do with the girl and I literally went, oh!
Yes. Terrifying.
And then what happened? And I don't like horror movies. And when I saw that, it happened. And then I remember thinking, oh no, I have to see that.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I am not happy about how evil that's going to be.
I am happy that 2013 is the year that Phil Duvall's getting into horror movies. My other one that I am legitimately excited to see.
Say it.
Oblivion. I'm legitimately excited to see it.
Okay. You used to be up here. Now you're so far down here.
Let me
for
explain.
two reasons. Wait, for two reasons. Okay. Okay, do you know how, like, in sports, when two people play, like, when two teams in the same division play each other, it counts for double the amount of games? Like in baseball.
Yes.
In baseball, when the Angels beat the Houston Astros this year, because they're both in the AL West now,
Auditioning new co-hosts, everybody.
It,
Auditioning new
it,
co-hosts. Can't
it
wait
won't
to
just
meet
be
someone
where
who isn't Phil.
it won't just be a half game difference. It's a full game difference, and even then, it's like a 2 game swing,
You are the worst
right?
person that anyone has ever met you has ever
Not
met.
only not only did you not say the movie that I know you should have said, you instead said a Tom Cruise movie where he wears a Yankees hat and tries to his best to approximate a real living breathing human
Okay,
being.
let me defend that, and then I'll hear the movie that you think I should have said. First off,
Okay.
first off, I don't care about the Yankees, one way or the other. Do not care. Don't care.
That's
Zero caring.
If this is the beginning of your defense, guilty.
Well, I will just have to deal with your proclamation of guilt.
I can't
Also,
I can't wait to shame you. It feels so good.
dip. Also,
Idiot.
Olga Kurilenko.
Yeah,
Also,
she's
Morgan Freeman as the leader of what can only appear to be a post-apocalyptic resistance movement. I
So
am a
what you mean is
sucker.
Morgan Freeman as Neo?
Yes,
Yeah.
or Morpheus probably, but
Morpheus,
yes.
whatever.
Yeah,
Morpheus,
no, no.
whatever. I don't even feel bad about that.
If
Morgan
it is,
Freeman
if
as
it
Morpheus.
is, we have not talked about this a lot, but
What are you looking at in those books?
we have not talked about this a lot. But I have a love for post-apocalyptic movies that is very closely tied to my love for zombie movies. Obviously,
Sure.
they're often the same, but obviously they're often different. I love them both. I love post-apocalyptic fiction. If it looks in any way good, I'm going to see it. And you know what? Tom Cruise is an engaging performer. Does he approximate a human being? Of course he does. Is he a weird
Sometimes.
freak of a man? Of course he is. Do I care? No, I don't. I don't.
I do. I care.
And that's fine for you. This
it's
is
hard
my
for me.
list. Okay. Okay.
It's hard for me. Look, if the movie looks like him trying to be a person, I don't buy it. That's the problem. It's not that you're like, do I care or not care? It's that I don't buy it anymore. There's
fair.
a difference. It's like there was a point when Michael Jackson would write a love song, and you'd be like, no, you don't. Like when he wrote Dirty Diana, you were like, maybe.
Sure.
But then there was a point when you were like, no. Like no one would believe that Billie Jean was his lover, so he doesn't need to tell us anymore.
Okay.
Here, why you are an idiot.
Tell me.
42. Boom. Done. 42.
Here's
The Jackie Robinson movie comes
here's
out
why
April
that's
12th.
here is why that's on my tricked into seeing list. Because I am terrified that I'm terrified it's not going to be good. I think that I'm only going to like it because I usually like sports movies.
I cried during the trailer, and every time I've seen the trailer.
Me too.
How is it not going to be good?
What? Because the possibility exists that it's not going to be good, Phil.
You're more excited to see Oblivion than 42. I just want to make sure we're clear about that. You're more excited to see Oblivion
I don't know that I would put
than
it that way.
42, the movie about Jackie Robinson.
I think that it is. That's not how I would put it. I would put it this way. I am more likely to get out of Oblivion what I want to get out of Oblivion than I am 42.
Categories. Our categories are really want to see, tricked into seeing. Do you
And
really feel tricked?
And I feel tricked into seeing by the fact that it's a sports movie, and I see most sports movies.
So you don't think this one looks legitimately good?
I do think it looks legitimately good. That's not the same question.
It's a genre you love, looking like it's portrayed really, really well. And
Okay.
how is this different than Warm Bodies? A genre you love and a movie that looks like it's going to be doing something you love in a genre
Warm
you
Bodies
love.
looks like a better movie to me than 42.
I don't. Auditioning new co-hosts, people. That's what Andy would say. I don't say that because I don't believe in conditional love. But if I believed in conditional love, condition. I have so much condition in my heart right now. Do you have any other movies from April, jerk?
Yes. Tricked into seeing Pain and Gain.
Same.
Yeah.
Tricked.
Yeah.
Tricked.
Yes.
I don't even like finishing the trailer.
Right.
And
yes.
for some reason, it just seems so artificial. And
Although
yet,
the end of the trailer is very funny.
it's funny, but I don't feel like it's earned. I feel like this looks like a movie that tremendously does not really know what it's supposed to be. And is it?
I agree with you. Here's what I hope. here's what I hope, that they can't fully convey the tone in a 2-minute trailer, and that it is Michael Bay getting back to his pre-The Island, I am a ridiculous filmmaker and I'm just going to make a ridiculous movie, and there's going to be humor in that because I'm ridiculous. A la Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's the rumor that's going around. I just don't.
And
I
I'm
don't
not.
buy
Nothing
it.
that I've just said is to disagree with you at all. I have
But I put
exactly
it,
the
I
same
mean,
feelings for you.
I put it on the tricked into seeing list. It's on the tricked into seeing list.
Yes.
Marky Mark and Dwayne Johnson and Tony Shalhoub, and the black dude whose name I don't know, but I really really like.
Anthony Mackie. Anthony
He's
Mackie.
good.
Have you seen? Everyone, including you, if you have not seen it, should see The Adjustment Bureau.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he is very good in
Adjustment
it.
Bureau way better than I thought it would be.
Totally, totally, much better than I thought.
It doesn't hurt that it has Emily Blunt in it.
Nothing is hurt by having Emily Blunt in it. I want to say something else about 42, because I am excited to see it. But every time, here's what I mean when I say sports movies, or specifically sports like biopics. Take your fingers out of your ears. Take your fingers out of your ears.
Go ahead.
And this is unfair of me, but every time a sports biopic stars some guy that I've never heard of, I assume that he's cast because he looks like the guy.
Okay.
And it makes me worried that he's not going to be a good actor.
Okay.
I hope, as with everything else, Phil, I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to like that movie. I want to love it. All right? You know that. I feel tricked by
Alan Tudyk is in it. Your boy Alan Tudyk is in it, and Christopher Maloney is in it.
Oh my God, we're making the switch. We're making the switch. I forgot he was Leo DeRocher. We're making the switch. It's in the top tier.
Written and directed by the guy who wrote L.A. Confidential, Mystic River.
Hegeland?
Come on, I know.
Brian Hegeland? Yeah.
Of course, he also wrote The Postman. He also wrote The Postman in Assassins and a bunch of other movies that aren't good. So we won't just say that.
Sure.
But
I will say this. I will say this about The Postman. Olivia Williams, not hard on the eyes in that movie.
Which one's Olivia Williams again?
She's the woman that Max falls in love with in Rushmore, the teacher. She's
not hard on the eyes in anything.
I agree.
She's kind of glorious.
All right, you win. You have bested me yet again, Duvall.
I feel good about this. I'm glad. I'm glad I know where your soft spots are. Okay. Anything else in April for you?
No.
Okay, I have two movies in the What the H category.
Okay.
The Heat.
Okay.
I know literally nothing about it.
Sure.
Except that it's got Sandy Bullock and Melissa McCarthy in it, and it's directed by Paul Feig.
Yeah.
Paul Feig directed Bridesmaids, which has entered into, for me, the pantheon of modern comedy films.
Yes.
I think it's that good. And
agree.
he created Freaks and Geeks, which is in my pantheon for TV shows.
Awesome. Yes.
So Paul Feig gets a pass. However, it's April. It comes out in April, and I've never heard of it before when I looked at the list today.
Sure.
So my question is, what the H? More like, what the H?
Fair enough.
See, what the H can fit all different sorts of things.
I see what you've done there. I like it.
And then the other one, and I bring it up almost out of anger, The Big Wedding. It's a remake of a French film with De Niro, Katherine Heigl, Diane Keaton, Amanda Seyfried, Topher Grace, Ben Barnes, Christine Ebersol, Susan Sarandon, and for the second time in the last 10 years, Robin Williams as a Catholic priest. I feel like it's going to be the biggest disaster. And so the what the H is more like, what the H?
Duvall.
Yes.
The only reason I am not hanging up on you right now is the Silver Linings Playbook. Because in the middle of that, in the middle of that movie, thinking that just the mere possibility that De Niro could be the De Niro from Silver Linings Playbook would be enough. It's not enough to get me to see that movie. You could not pay me to see that movie.
Yeah.
But it's enough to make me not want to set a canister of that film on fire. Just the possibility.
So why are you mad at me right now? I don't understand. Because I put it in my what the H category.
Is that not still something that you're in some way excited to see?
No, what the H has nothing to do with things I'm excited to see.
Oh, okay. Well then, no, we're good.
What the H? So with Beautiful Creatures, what the H was like. What the H is that?
Oh, okay.
The Last Exorcism 2, it was literally, how can it be the second Last Exorcism? What the H, people? With The Heat, it was like, what the H is going on here? Why haven't I heard of this?
Right.
And The Big Wedding
Every
is
time I
like,
call Paul
what the
Feig,
H is wrong with the world?
oh,
So
okay,
The
fair
Big
enough.
Wedding is the angriest what the H ever.
Fair enough.
That's
You're
all.
good. We're good. Sorry, I misinterpreted.
That's it, folks. That's the first trimester of the year 2013, or as Andy likes to call it,
Well, I
2013.
will die in this ditch.
I mean, you will.
It's true. Honestly, I probably will. I mean,
Fine.
I don't take care of myself. I spend a lot of time in ditches. I'm probably going to die in a ditch.
This is the one.
This is and this will be the ditch. Well, that's about all we have to say about the first 4 months of 2013. I hope you see all of these movies with us, literally, both in spirit and literally. I hope that we somehow find a way to go to all of these movies
I
together.
don't want to hang out with all our listeners. Maybe some of them. Just there's probably a couple that I don't.
We can hang out and we can make fun of Phil because he won't be there.
That's fair.
Yeah. Good.
Every single movie that we listed, I believe, has a preview online that you can see.
Yes.
And hope we don't know how this sounds. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to want to say is like, let me know if this was March 8th, Admission, a comedy with Tina Fey and Paul Rudd.
Oh, it looks so bad, Phil. I want to like it so much. It looks
Right.
wretched.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't love
It's gonna
those
be an
two people
interesting-
anymore. It looks so bad.
Yeah. So there's a lot out there.
It hurts me.
You might have noticed that I didn't mention any movie that was originally written based on a book by Nicholas Sparks or what's her face? The woman.
Stephanie Meyer.
I didn't. Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one. That's the one.
Yep.
There's a reason for that. I did that on purpose, people. I also didn't mention the Tyler Perry movie, Temptation: Confessions of a Marriage Counselor.
Ugh.
I
Jack
wouldn't
and the
have
Giant
mentioned.
Killer.
I also didn't mention Jack and the Giant Slayer.
Didn't make my list.
That was not by accident.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have mentioned Die Hard at all if Andy hadn't mentioned it.
I do hate myself. I mean, there's
Damn your eyes!
there's a lot of self-loathing going on. To be fair.
Question: have you heard of a movie called A Glimpse Inside the Mind of Charles Swan III?
Yes. It's please don't. I mean, watch this trailer if you want, guys.
It's a trailer. I'm gonna watch the trailer as soon as this hangs up because it's Charlie Sheen, which I don't care about, but Bill Murray, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who is top 5, Jason Schwartzman, and it's directed by Roman Coppola. I'm interested.
Yeah, but the
preview,
star is Charlie
Charlie
Sheen.
Mm.
So let
That's
that be
interesting.
your guide. Let that be
Yeah.
your guide. Guys, this has been another Second Breakfast podcast. We will see you tomorrow for the mailbag.
Whee!
Woo! And I hope you've enjoyed this look ahead at the first third of 2013. I'm Andy Roth. That's Phil Duvall. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Good to be with y'all. Bye bye.